morning in Beijing, the sky still dark like night, rain falling non-stop for 3 days. And then the ground disappeared. In less than 72 hours, a capital of over 20 million drowned. Many had no idea that the night of July 29th was their last moment of peace. This wasn't just a heavy rain. It was a warning, straight from nature. Hundreds of roads erased, over 130 villages completely cut off, and the scariest part? No one imagined a city like Beijing could fall so fast. Stay with us till the end of this video, because after this flood, what comes next could be even worse. On the morning of July 28, 2025, the skies over Beijing turned a heavy, metallic gray. No one could have imagined that above them, something historic was brewing. A catastrophic rainstorm was about to unleash nearly 600 millimeters of water in just 3 days. That's the equivalent of a full year's rainfall in China's capital, in less than 72 hours. The districts of Miyun, Yangqing, and Haidian were hit the hardest. Beijing's mountainous terrain turned into a deadly funnel, channeling water into lowlands and valleys like a massive, uncontrollable waterfall. Locals described the sound as 1,000 war drums crashing all at once. Despite upgrades after the 2012 flood, the city's drainage system collapsed almost immediately. Sewers backed up, manholes exploded open, and within hours, floodwaters rose from the streets to the shoulders. Personal reflection. As someone who has covered natural disasters for years, I've seen some terrifying floods, but watching Beijing, a capital built on cutting-edge infrastructure, sink within hours was something different. It's a chilling reminder that nature is evolving faster than our cities can adapt, and that modern planning still underestimates the chaos of a changing climate. Hundreds of busy city streets turned into underground rivers. In districts like Haidian and Xicheng, the water rose to shoulder height in just 2 hours. Cyclists and motorbikes had no time to react. Many were swept away at major intersections, right before bystanders' eyes.
现在还在最后呢，把我们叫醒，就挨个敲窗户把我们叫醒，我们才爬到房顶上的。等到他叫完我们，水已经下来了，就已经出不来了。等于我们在。
At Tiuguan subway station, floodwater shot up through ventilation grates, gushing from below like a broken dam. The entire metro system went offline for 36 hours, leaving hundreds of thousands stranded in the inner city. In the outer districts of Pinggu and Huairu, landslides and raging floods cut power to more than 130 villages. No electricity, no cell signal, no way for rescue teams to reach them by road. People lit candles in the dark. They built makeshift rafts to search for a way out. It felt like they had been erased from the digital map. The Beijing-Changtai Expressway was shut down for over 48 hours. A bridge in Fengshan district was swept away in the middle of the night. At least 5 people were reported missing after trying to drive across. This wasn't just a weather event anymore. It became a human disaster. Miyun Reservoir, the capital's main water supply, reached its highest level since 1959. Emergency discharge was ordered, but that only pushed floodwaters downstream. Entire areas like Torrential were forced to evacuate in the middle of the night. Personal reflection. I believe the rapid vertical and high-density development over the past 20 years has unintentionally blocked nature's escape routes. We traded wetlands, floodplains, for high-rise apartments and industrial zones. And now, that trade-off has become a ticking time bomb, one that finally detonated. Mrs. Wang, 71 years old, lived in Daigugu Village, Miyun District. The rain hit at 2 a.m. No sirens, no loudspeaker, no warning text. When she opened the door, her yard was already underwater. An hour later, the entire first floor was gone. She climbed onto the roof with her 2 aging parrots. It took 4 more hours before rescue teams arrived. Her entire family was swept away. Only a few broken pieces of their home remained. I just wish they warned us. A few hours earlier, I would have left. I didn't need to take anything. Just let me live. Jai owns a small shop in Pinggu district. The flood hit at night, and water rushed into his storage. Over $14,000 worth of goods were swept away. No insurance, no emergency aid, nothing. I have no capital left to restock, but the local officials told me to write a report before I could even apply for help. Personal reflection. We often assume that only the poorest suffer most during disasters. But in Beijing, even the working middle class, small business owners, became victims when the safety net collapsed. Because resilience means nothing if it doesn't arrive in time. The 2025 flood in Beijing wasn't the biggest in China's history, but it was the first time people had to admit an entire modern megacity could fall in just a few days, and that humans were completely helpless in the face of nature's fury. How many victims disappeared in silence? How many survivors now carry scars they can't see? They didn't die because of water. They died because warnings came too late. Because trust was too thin, because the emergency system said nothing. Always have a survival kit ready. Water, flashlight, dry food, spare battery. Follow reliable weather forecasts. Never trust unverified information. If you live near a floodplain, river, or mountain base, make an evacuation plan today. Don't wait until the sirens start to wonder where to go. And to those in charge, the real lesson is about transparency and responsibility. Dear viewer, if you're watching this from a safe place, remember, someone else still can't sleep because water once reached their rooftop. Share this video, not for views, but because every person warned in advance is one more person who might survive. Subscribe to Natural Destruction, where we don't just tell stories of what nature has destroyed, but how we can rebuild with awareness, compassion, and timely action.